the first item up for bids in my mind involves the defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Buffalo Bills. It involves teams with the Super Bowl aspirations, both of them coming in, two different conferences. Let's smash them all together, even though Bills fans are like, we've been through this movie before. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I mentioned in my 4-down segment last week in my hot take, saying that the Packers and Bucs won't lose a game for the rest of the season. Packers were trailing at halftime, and the Bucs were up by 21 and needed overtime to beat the Buffalo Bills. And the Packers, who we'll talk about later on this hour, took care of business there eventually to now dominate the NFC North, as the Bucs are now dominating the NFC South. They are 4 up with 4 to play in that division. Believe it or not, they're on the verge of winning the NFC South for the first time since 2007. Oh, yeah, that's right. Tom Brady was a wild card quarterback in last year's playoffs, winning all his games on the road with the Buccaneers on the way to winning it all. And you could see they're a different team this year. They're a different team this year. They're a team that is a lot more comfortable in its own skin with one another. They're a team that can actually face down adversity and win football games in a way that they could not in the first 3 months of last season. And Tom Brady is still Tom freaking Brady. And it really is something that, you know, I'm sure a lot of fans who are sick and tired of hearing about Tom Brady being TB12 and all that don't want to hear much anymore, but it's too bad. Because it is too bad. What we're seeing bears focus and repeating, because we're not going to see it repeated again. What we're seeing is unprecedented quarterback play from a man who Father Time already would have had sat on the bench a long time ago. A 44-year-old quarterback still doing it and doing it well, as my friend Stuart Scott, may he rest in peace, would say. He improved yesterday by leaps and bounds, even in having a second half in which the offense was sputtering, allowing the Buffalo Bills to come back into it. And we'll talk about the Bills in a second. But I am feeling more confident than ever in my choice of the Bucs to win the Super Bowl this year and not hopping off that bandwagon on Thanksgiving, despite Arizona's terrific football play all year long and Aaron Rodgers trying to win a back-to-back MVP award that he is currently in line to do. No question about all that. And I understand that there are some other teams like your Dallas Cowboys who are, in my mind, playing way too inconsistently for me to think is going to be the team to hoist the Lombardi Trophy up the road from us here in the Rich Eisen Show Los Angeles studios at SoFi Stadium. Rams as well. I look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and I see a defense that can make some plays when necessary, and I see a quarterback that is unparalleled at age 44. Improving to 33-3 in his career against the Buffalo Bills, and in so doing, his second career overtime walk-off touchdown pass to Brashad Perriman. Got it. Okay. Got it.
Only catch of the day.
Only catch of the day. Got it. Okay. Mike Evans, the guy who holds every receiving record in Tampa Bay Buccaneers receiving history. And Mike Evans was actually the receiver who caught Tom Brady's 7,143rd career completion. That's the most ever.
Didn't give that ball away.
And that, yeah, he did not. He did give away the subsequent touchdown pass that, thank God, wasn't Brady's 700th career touchdown pass. That was the one that Brashad Perriman took to the house and hopefully did not give away to somebody. But the Brady completion record, all-time completion record, was completed on a pass that shows you why Brady is as good as he is and is still upright and playing as well as he is at age 44. He was clearly a cooked goose in the pocket, flips it up in the air, and flips it to a spot that he knew his receiver, as he was beginning to reach the top of his route, was going to turn towards. Brady threw that football before Evans turned. He knew where Evans was going to go, and he lollipop rainbowed it to Evans. And remarkably, that completion set up eventually Tom Brady's sneak for a touchdown, his 10th touchdown as a 40-year-old, tying the mark of Jerry Rice for most career touchdowns as a 40-something in the history of the NFL. He has a Jerry Rice touchdown record. Scoring. Tom Brady, as well as the all-time mark. He's the first ever quarterback in the 700 touchdown pass club. He now has the record for all-time completions. And then he beats the Buffalo Bills for 33rd time. And in setting the record for his 700th career touchdown pass to Perryman for the win over the Bills, that's his 72nd career touchdown pass against the Bills, which ties Dan Marino's mark against the Jets for most by any quarterback against any franchise in history. Oh, it also ties Brady's mark against the Dolphins. 72 against the Dolphins, 72 against the Bills. Yes, I looked it up, his record against the Jets, because he's facing them in Week 17. Just a mere 61 against the Jets, which is boggling to me because it feels like 122. It feels like double that. And, so top of his game, Fournette's running his head off. They've got a running game to go along with it. They have an offensive line that can protect the quarterback, and they're not even at full strength because we assume Mr. Fake Vax Card is going to be coming back for the team at some point when he's ready.
We do?
I'm assuming that's going to happen, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm assuming they'll look the other way and say, let's try and win a championship this year and say adios to him. That's my guess right now. And they've got Shaq Barrett, and they've got Ndamukong Suh, and they've got Vita Vea, and they've got Levante David, and they've got Devin White, and they've got Richard Sherman picking passes off, and they've got Murphy Bunting, and they've got a defense that was bending, no doubt, in the second half yesterday. But that's my Super Bowl team still through 14 weeks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's what I took out of that game, even though they almost blew it. And Brady has had only one game in his career in which he's led by 21 and lost. He still has only that one loss against the Bills.
Yeah.
Right. One of the three losses against the Bills remarkably almost became a fourth loss career against the Bills and second such loss for him in his career. Didn't happen. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.